Welcome to Core Concepts from Dent Gaming. Let's see this build. What's up, guys? Got another build for you today. This is Void Heart. Originally, I designed this AC because my buddy was he was on my case a little bit. He's like, I want you to build a double melee build and don't use the lance. And I'm like, bruh, why you gotta do this to me? Anyway, this is what I came up with, and it's actually a lot of fun to play. Anyway, let's go ahead and go over it. We've got a right arm Zimmerman. The Zimmerman is no stranger to tournaments and PvP combat because the Zimmerman is heavily used. It's easy to see why. It's got a nice tight grouping for a shotgun. Like, that is just choked. Look at that. Every pellet hit that poor guy. Anyway, it's one of the higher impacts weapons that you do not actually have to go into a firing stance to use. So we got an immediate impact of 620, which is tremendously high, an attack power of 800, which again is tremendously high, and a reload time of 2, which is incredible. The main downsides to this shotgun is its weight. That's pretty much it, and it's not the heaviest thing out there. But, and not to mention its range isn't that great. Ideal range being 100, which isn't so bad for a close range, but if you're anywhere close to mid-range, it's not going to be that effective. But this thing is an absolute beast. It hits so hard that you can actually use it to extend a stagger, which comes in handy when you're running a melee build. So if you get your opponent into stagger, hit him with this shotgun, it'll extend that stagger. So that is what that weapon is used for on this build. On the other side, we are running the Walter 101. This thing is a menace. So it's got this little vertical slash here, but then it's got my favorite slash. It's got this giant get out of my way slash where you just absolutely obliterate your opponents. On a side note, I've noticed that the big slash seems to target the, it doesn't show it too well in its particular demonstration video, but I've noticed a lot when I use this and I'm in PvP, it seems to aim for the feet. So if they're above you, that's when you use this. For some reason, I seem to get a little bit more luck hitting my opponent if they're slightly above me. Super weird. It looks like it aims for the feet instead of the torso, so if you can, or be above them, that way it'll aim for the feet and then it'll kind of catch them a little bit. But if you're on level ground and they do a little hop, sometimes they can avoid it. It's super weird. I don't know if it's my system's lagged when I'm playing people or if that is actually how this thing targets. Moving on. We are running on the back right, we are running the split missile launcher, the 08s, so it just kind of fires them out, and you get a little you get a little split missile that splits off into 8 missiles. It is a little bit low on the attack power and the impact. It's mainly just there as a pressure additive. You could definitely add a different missile launcher to this if you found one to fit that has a little bit better reload time. Like maybe, I don't know, the active homing missile launcher would be good for that instant stagger build, but it's actually only better by 4. Better accumulative impact by far, and a better direct hit adjustment. This actually would be a good mod to do. I haven't really tried this. Maybe I should do. Maybe I should try this. Actually, now that I'm thinking of it, I'm going to equip this onto here because this guy hasn't had a revamp in a long time. This guy hasn't had a revamp since the first patch. So I think I'm going to try that and give it a shot. All right, moving on, the back left, I am running the VVC 770 laser blade. This is the only actual laser blade in the game other than the laser dagger, which is technically a blade, but this is more of your classic laser blade slashes. It does do a really fun charge loop. So you can either do the single slash or you can do this massive attack, which is a lot of fun. It did recently get a boost buff too, so they actually upped the attack power on this, which was absolutely insane in my opinion. But you know, you gotta do what you gotta do, I guess. Moving on, battle strategy. So yeah, you keep them on their toes using the melee. You build up stagger slowly or quickly, depending on the range with the shotgun. And you keep the pressure on them with the missiles. That is the main battle strategy. Once they are staggered, if you hit them with a laser blade with a stagger, extend the stagger with the Zimmerman, then hit them with the other blade, and that is really punishing. Anyway, moving on to the frame. I am running the Shade Eye. I'm using it because it's nice and light, very low E and load, and very, very balanced, very, very friendly statistics everywhere else. It is one of my favorite head parts in the entire game. Moving on to the core, I'm running the Mind Alpha core. I use this core so freaking much, it's kind of ridiculous. Part of me wants to lighten this guy up and try to put the Melander C3 core on it. Mainly because I want my booster efficiency to be a little bit better, and it'll actually speed me up. So this would not be a bad call to make. It does mess with your defenses and your overall AP, but it wouldn't be a bad choice to throw this thing on because it is running some fairly hungry boosters. But anyway, I digress. Moving on. Basho arms. Of course, it's a double melee build. Bashos make sense. Not to mention I'm running a Zimmerman, which is a shotgun, so I don't really care about the firearm spec. I just really want my melee to be boosted, and these things get that done for me. Alba legs, really honestly, just because they're my favorite legs in the game for lightweight. So yeah, that's them, the Albas. Not only are they pretty, but they are functional, and that is what we need more of in this game. We need pretty and we need functional. All right, moving on to the inner parts. I am, as I said earlier, running some fairly hungry boosters, especially when it comes to like upward thrust and QB consumption, but they are really, really good at melee attack thrust, which I do use when I'm using the regular slash with the blade. You could technically, because you have charged shots with this, charged shots with the blades, use like an Alula just to keep you a little bit more mobile. I feel like I use the Alula a little bit too much, and not to mention the QB on these is actually not bad, and the upward thrust is pretty decent. So you could run these, but you should run these. I don't know, that's looking pretty friendly. Anyway, moving on. I am running the Talbot FCS on here because I am a closer range guy, but I do run missiles. So, Talbot just kind of makes sense. I'm running the Ming Tang because of its really, really generous recharge capacity. And I'm running Pulse Armor just in case my opponent is beating me in the stagger race. I go ahead and do that. That is the build and battle strategy. Let me go ahead and show you guys what this thing can do. Come here, Freud. Alright guys, first test with the new missiles. Let's check out and see what this thing can do. Oh! He dodged it! I don't know how he dodged that. That was incredible. Got him. That's kind of awkward. I hit him with his own blade, technically. Oh, get him! I got him. Oh. Ah! All right, everybody, that was Void Heart. Share information on him going to be 28K7JL577D1Z. If you like him, take him. He is all yours. I had an absolute blast using this big giant robot to blow stuff up. Please like and subscribe. Thank you and goodbye.